Hi there and welcome to today's video. So I've decided to shake things up a little bit, and when before I would do updates from the first to the last day of the month, I've decided to change that to sync it with when my bills are being generated, because as I mentioned in my last video, we now have 3 different rates for import, 3 different rates for export, and it's just too difficult for me to work out what the bills are. But I feel like it's really important to give you an amount of savings, and the reason I think that is because it is important to me. We've invested quite a lot in this solar panel and battery, and I want to know how long it takes us to get our money back, basically. And I know whatever we save is not going to be the same amount for other people, because there's so many different rates. We all generate something different. We all paid something different for our solar panel and battery, or you might not even have bought yours yet, but you might just be interested in it. And I think it would be good to get a rough idea of, how much you can save, how long it will take to get your money back. And yeah, so I'd say take what I say obviously with a pinch of salt, because it will be a bit different for everyone, but here we go. So just a reminder on our setup, we have 12 solar panels, so approximately 4.2 kilowatt system. We had our panels fitted on the 26th of April last year, 2022. And we have a battery, 5.8 kilowatt triple power battery, and we have a 3.7 kilowatt Solax inverter, and those were fitted, well, they were operational roughly from I think it was mid-March. I think I wrote the date somewhere, I can't find it, but I think it's mid-March based on the bills and how much we save. Because since we had the inverter and the battery, obviously we used a lot less electricity from the grid and we saved more money. So for most of last year, really, it was mostly solar panels. We've only had the battery for not that long. So while I am really happy with what we saved so far, I think that on the course of the next 12 months, we'll save even more because we now have the battery. And obviously the investment was greater, so it goes hand in hand. So just a quick reminder, our supplier is Octopus. We had different rates with Octopus. We had like the normal rate at first, then we had economy 7, and now we have a flux rate. So flux rate, I'm sharing with you because I only found out thanks to a viewer. So the flux rate is, there's basically a rate with 3 rates, and depending on what time of the day it is, you pay a different rate. So if you charge your battery between 2 and 5 a.m., you will pay a lot less than if you charge your battery between 4 and 7 p.m., which is, really, good to know. So we'll fill our battery up in the night. We use it a bit in the morning, it fills up throughout the day, and then we use nothing from the grid at that time between 4 and 7 because that's the most expensive one, and then we'll use our battery throughout the night. Some viewers even suggested to not fill up the battery fully at night, to maybe fill it up to 50% and then fill up on solar power in the daytime, and then you just keep on using your battery throughout the evening. I think it's brilliant if you can work out if you can work out how much you're going to need in the evening. But for example, we had one instance where I cooked quite a lot because I had guests in the evening, and I cooked throughout the afternoon and early evening, and ended up with not enough in my battery at night time, and I had to take from the grid before the cost was cheaper. So I think it's a good idea, but just bear in mind, whatever you're doing, if you're hosting a lot in the summer, you might want to think twice before you do fill your battery full. Anyway, so that's a quick overview of the rates. I think they've changed ever so slightly. I picked that up from the Octopus website a few weeks back, but my bill was ever so slightly different. So take those with a pinch of salt, but it will give you quite a good idea. And here we go. So that's a really interesting data. So for mid-April to mid-May, so that's solar panel plus battery, our average consumption was 10.7 kilowatt, and I checked with the previous month, and it's actually quite balanced. Like our previous month was 10.9, so I'd say we use our electricity consistently, I suppose you would say. In terms of solar panel generation, we generated 442 kilowatt, which is really good. In terms of how much electricity we use from the grid, we only use 118 kilowatts, so I was really, really excited, which was £43. So the £43 takes in account how much energy we use, but also the standing charge, and there's a 5% VAT on the top of that as well. So £43 for this month, I was really happy. Our total consumption, panels and grids, if we had not had solar panels, we would have paid we would have used 322 kilowatts from the grid instead of 118. So we would have spent £126. So we saved almost 80 quid just here. So in export, we exported 235 kilowatts and we made £56. So I was really excited. And obviously last year we didn't make near as much because last year it was 7.5p per kilowatt of electricity exported, but that changed afterward to 15. And now we're on flux, we have 3 different rates. And we obviously only export during the day, I don't export at night. So we either export at 21p, or if I export between 4 and 7, we export at, I think it's 33p or something. Yeah, we export at about 35p per kilowatt. So it's really good. So our total saving this month was 138. It's huge. I am really, really, really excited about that. And then I looked at now that all my bills have been generated, because there was a bit of a delay with the last 2 bills. So I've now been able to look at our data for the last 12 months, and so our total consumption from the grid over the last 12 months was 2,243 kilowatts, which is £856. Bearing in mind we only had the battery for a few months, so not that long. Our total consumption from the grid and the solar panel were 3,533 kilowatts, so it should have cost us £1,296 roughly. And then we exported 2,648 kilowatts at 270, which represent £279. So effectively, between what we saved by not using from the grid, plus what we made from exporting our electricity, we've saved £718 over the last 12 months. If you take that and you add the 130 something pound from May, we're up to 800 and something pounds, which is really good. So our total investment was about 12,500. So I think we're still looking at 11 years or so. And I know I've been told it was a bit conservative, and I think if things stay as they are, I think we could get our money back a lot faster. But I also have noticed that over the last 12 months, everything has evolved a lot. So we used to be paid 7.5p per kilowatt. Now we paid between 21 and 33p per kilowatt. But nothing tells me that rate is going to keep going for the next 10 years. I have no idea. So yeah, I am a bit conservative, and I wish we get our money back as fast as possible, obviously, because it was a big investment, and you take up a loan and you pay interest fees and stuff like that. But I still think £18 over the course of a year, it's still amazing. I'm still really, really, really happy. So I hope that's helpful and gives you a good understanding of what the last year has been for us. So I should have mentioned that before. We're in Birmingham in the West Midlands in the UK. We don't have the best weather. Although it's been okay the last few weeks, we don't have the best weather. So it's quite good, really. So yeah, I hope it's helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to keep sharing your data so other people can read it, and it can help other people as well who are thinking about making that decision about, should I get solar panels, should I get a battery. I know the price of everything has increased. I don't really know if it's still as high as it was a few months back, or if things have settled down. But yeah, I think for us it was a good decision, and it wasn't just about saving money, although it's a big part of it, even if it's for long-term in saving, but it was also doing something good for the planet. And I understand not everybody can afford to do that, that's fine. But yeah, for us it was a bit about everything. So yeah, really pleased overall. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!